Let's draw some fun doodles in Easter and spring theme. I will show you step by step and one by one how to draw all of those cute illustrations. In the end, I will show you how to make a nice composition out of it and how to color them. There is no color palette for this drawing today, but if you want to use the same brush that I'm using here, make sure that you download all of my free brushes. Link is in the description. And if you'll have fun drawing this with me, and would like to learn more about Procreate, how to draw in different styles and techniques, make sure to check out my Patreon. I add their new step-by-step video every week. Link is in the description. So now, with all that being said, grab your drawing tools, relax, and let's start. Let's make a new canvas, and today we are going to use here this one, Square from Procreate over here. To draw the doodles, you can use any ink brush that you like. I'm going to use my brush here, the Fun Ink from siakulaart Special Brush Set. If you don't have it, make sure that you will download all of my free brushes. Let's take color for this. Let's just take black, just like that. Let's start with drawing a cute bunny. I'm going to set my brush size to size 14. And let's start with drawing his head. Draw a circle shape like this. Now let's draw his face. Let's start somewhere over here quite low with the mouth. So draw lines going to the sides like this for a little smile. And then above it we can draw the nose. Let's draw here just a triangular shape like that. We can color this inside, leaving a small white spot in the middle. Now for the eyes we can just draw simple dots, just like that. And we can add some brows over here. For the cheeks, I'll make the brush size smaller, 9%. And I'll draw here two oval shapes like that. And then 3 lines in the middle. And now with the same brush size, we can draw the whiskers. So just draw some lines over here going to the side. Just like that. Okay. Now let's go back to the bigger size, 14. And let's draw his body. So let's draw somewhere over here an arc for his back. And take it all the way down here. And finish this with his paw. Now we can add here another arc like this. And now let's draw a belly. So this will be an arc like that. Now we can draw another small arc over here for the second leg. Now let's draw his arms. So somewhere over here at the top, we can draw a sausage shape like this. And another one in the back. Now we can add him a tail. Let's draw a fluffy shape like this over here. And now let's draw the ears. You can draw them pointy all the way to the top, or maybe going down. I'll draw them going down. So let's draw a shape like this. And now close it over here. We can extend this line here and add another line over here for the middle part. Let's draw another one. So I'll draw here same shape, maybe a little bit higher. And over here, I would like to add some kind of flowers on his head. So for this, we can actually erase here this line. Let's take the eraser. We can tap on it again and set it to the same brush. So let's go here to siakulaart Special and take here Fun Ink. Let's adjust the size, maybe size 24. And we can just erase now here. Let's start here with erasing this middle part over here, like that. And we can always come back here and erase more. Let's take the brush again. And I would like to draw here a flower. Let's draw a middle part, like this. And now petals. Okay, and I like to color them inside with the black color. So we can just drag and drop the color in here. And now tap here on continue filling and just tap here on the other spaces we want to color. Like that. And then just tap here to finish this. Let's draw here some smaller flowers on the sides. And maybe still one over here. And one up here on top. Okay, now let's take the eraser, let's make it smaller and erase the lines that you shouldn't see. Okay, so just like that. And now maybe let's make it a little bit more cute. We can make the brush size even smaller, 4%, and let's add here maybe some lines on that flower, on the petals. Like that, and we can also separate here the petals with a line. So it looks like that. And now in the end we can still add here some small lines all around his body. So let's take the brush and draw here, maybe with a smaller brush size, 9%. Draw here some small lines around this back over here. We can draw some small arcs on his tail. And then still some small lines on his arms. Like that. And around his legs. Okay, and now on his face and ears. So here, just around this shape, we can add few lines. And our first drawing is ready. We can now export it, but I would like to have this saved as a PNG file. So without the white background, let's turn off the white background. Just open the layers and tap over here. And now just go to the Actions menu, Share, and pick here PNG. Okay. So our first doodle is finished. Now let's bring back our background over here. We can turn off our first layer and make a new layer to draw the next doodle. We can draw now a happy cheek in the cracked egg. Let's make the brush size bigger again. And start here with the egg shape, half of the egg. So half of the oval shape, like this. Okay? Now we can connect here those two ends with a zigzag line. And now let's draw the chicken. So let's start here with his head, somewhere above the egg. Just draw a circular shape like this. Now let's draw his body. So let's draw two arcs going to the inside of the egg, like this. We can draw some wings for him. So draw an arc going up here and take it down with 3 small waves like that. Same to the other side. Right away we can draw here the back of the egg. So draw zigzaggy lines like that. And now let's draw his face. Let's draw his beak. Very simple shape like that. We can cut it in half and then add here small opening because he's happy. And then the eyes, we can draw them as an arcs this way. And now let's make the brush size smaller, 9%, and draw here some cheeks. So again, just oval shapes on the sides with 3 lines in the middle. Okay, and we can still add here maybe some kind of small hair on his head. Let's take the eraser first. Erase here this middle part. Okay, and take the brush and draw here some kind of small little hair, like that. Now we can draw here decoration on the egg. Let's start maybe with drawing the bottom black, color the bottom part, and now we can draw maybe a line above it, like that. We can add here some dots. And now some flowers. It's up to you what kind of design you want to add here. You can draw something totally different. Now we can still take the eraser and maybe add here some kind of wavy line in this dark part. And this doodle is finished. We can save it. So first let's turn off the background color. And now go to the Actions menu, Share, and save it as PNG file. Now let's bring back our background color, turn off the layer of the chicken, and make a new one to draw next thing. Let's draw now maybe a simple carrot. Take the brush, make the size bigger, 14, and draw a cone shape like this. You don't have to close it. Now let's draw here at the top an arc like that, and then some small lines going in the middle here and from the sides. And now we can draw the leaves. So draw some lines going here to the side. And then let's draw the leaf part. Let's start here maybe with this middle one. Draw a wavy line like this. Right away we can erase here this part that is underneath this. Okay, take the brush again. Now draw that leaf that will be here under the first one. Like that. And now this one over here on this side. Remember, it doesn't have to be anything precise. We are just having fun here. Okay, so like that. We can now still add here some lines, some kind of veins in the middle of those leaves. I'm going to move all of this down, so I'll take the arrow tool, and with the new form option selected over here, I can move it down. And this doodle is finished. Let's save it. So turn off the background color, and now go to the Actions menu and save it. Okay, let's hide this, bring back the background color, and make a new layer for the next doodle. Now maybe we can draw here a boot with some flowers. So let's take the brush and let's draw here a simple boot shape. So just like that. We can color this inside. If you want, you can still adjust that shape now. Make it a little bit bigger. And now we can just work on this. Let's add here 2 lines at the bottom, like that. And now let's take the eraser and erase here some kind of highlights and maybe small detail at the top. So here let's erase an arc like that. Maybe now some kind of light over here on this side. And now here in the back. And then at the top we can draw a line like this. And then smaller lines going vertically. just to make it more interesting. Now let's take the brush again and we can draw here some kind of flowers. Let's draw them very simple, just like that. Now another one here to the side. Maybe this one can go like that. And here I'm going to erase this boot. And now still one here in the back. Just filling that empty space, creating a flower here. And now let's draw here the stems for those flowers. And maybe we can add here some kind of leaves too. And this will be enough. Let's save it. So turn off the background color and then go to the Actions menu and share it as PNG file. Let's hide this, bring back the background color and make a new layer for the next doodle. And now let's take a small break and I would like to ask you to write a comment, I can draw this. It would mean a lot to me, I would know that you enjoyed this video and I could see who is watching me. So thank you for doing this. And now let's go back to drawing. Now maybe we can draw some eggs. Let's start here with the one that will be in the middle. And then we can draw smaller ones on the sides. Okay, now let's decorate them. And again, you can decorate them any way that you like. You don't have to draw the same thing that I'll be drawing here. I'm going to start with the middle egg and drawing 2 lines at the top. Now I will divide the top part into sections like this. And add here some small dots in the middle. Okay. And now maybe let's add here some kind of frill to this. With some kind of shape in the middle. And here we can maybe add some kind of leafy shapes like this. I would like to color this inside, so I'll just drop the color in here. And then let's decorate around this with some lines. Maybe we can add small dots under those shapes. And then still some kind of swirly shapes. This is really up to you how you want to decorate it. We can add here maybe a wavy line at the bottom. And still let's add here maybe smaller arcs over here at the top part. Like that. And now let's take the eraser and erase here maybe small lines in those big shapes. I'll just erase your line in the middle like this. And then swirly shape over here. Let's decorate maybe now this egg. I will start here with some arcs at the bottom part. And then some lines like this. Now some kind of arcs going this way. And some swirly shapes up here. Kind of random. And then I'll still add here some kind of arcs at the top. Maybe color this part like this. Let's add here maybe some kind of dots. Okay, and now with the eraser we can maybe still erase the dots here at the top part. And add here some small lines. Okay, and the last egg. Maybe this one we can keep simple. Just draw here some stripes. And then maybe some lines, dashed line in the middle here. Okay, and this one is ready. So now let's save it. Let's open the layers, turn off the background color, and now go to the actions menu and save it. Okay, we can hide this now, bring back the background color, and make a new layer for the next doodle. Let's draw now maybe here some flowers. Let's start with the ribbon that will be tying them. So here at the bottom, let's start with an oval shape like this. And now a bow shape, just like that, kind of like a heart shape. And then the parts that will go down here, like that. And we can color this inside, all of it. And then we can cut away the shapes with the eraser. So let's take the eraser and just cut here the lines that you would normally draw, but now we're just cutting them. So here the middle part we can cut away lines like this. And then here on the sides we can cut away lines like that. And then lines here coming from the middle. We can maybe still add here lines like this on the sides. And this is enough. So now let's go back to the brush and we can draw here maybe 3 lines for the flowers, for the stems. One kind of going here in the middle. And now 2 going here to the side. We can start maybe here with this flower on the left. So let's finish the stem over here with a shape like that. And then from this we can add petals. We can maybe still decorate it with some lines in each petal. And now let's add here some leaves, like that. Now let's draw this flower in the middle. So we can draw it in the same way. So first a shape like this at the end of the stem. And now some petals coming out of this. Let's add here some lines in each petal. And then some leaves. And now let's draw this flower in the same way. And this drawing is finished. We can turn off the background color and go to the actions menu and save it. Let's turn this off, bring back the background color and draw next drawing. We can now maybe draw a butterfly. So here if you want you can use the symmetry tool, but I will draw it without it. But if you want to use it, you can go to the actions menu, canvas, turn on drawing guide, tap on edit drawing guide, and now here at the bottom pick symmetry. And in the options, make sure vertical is selected. And then tap on Done. I'm going to tap on Cancel because I don't want to use it. Oops, I don't want to also see this drawing guide. Okay, so let's start with drawing here the head. We can color this inside. And now the long body like this, and color this inside too. Now let's add here some antennas. So 2 lines going up like that. And right away we can cut here some lines on the body. Let's take the eraser and cut here lines going across of the body. Okay, and then we can maybe draw his face. Draw 2 eyes and maybe smile. Okay, let's take the brush again and draw the wings. Draw a big wing going like that. And now the bottom one we can draw in this style. Now let's draw the same wings on the other side, or at least similar ones. This is just a doodle. It's supposed to be just relaxing and fun. No need to stress about making this perfect. So now we can draw some kind of decorations in them. I'll start here with drawing black outlines on those wings, like that. Coloring this inside here. Now maybe I'll draw here some kind of shape like that. And divide it into some parts in the middle. Let's add here some dots on the sides. And now maybe over here a swirly shape like that. And here I would like to draw a moon shape. And then maybe some kind of simple stars. And now for the bottom part, I'll add here like a drop shape in those long parts. Also over here. And then some kind of swirly lines like that. And maybe still some kind of smaller one over here. And I think that's enough. So this one is finished. We can save it. Turn off the background color. And now go to the Actions menu, Share, and save it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So turn off this layer, bring back the background color, and make a new layer. Now maybe we can draw here a happy sun. So let's draw here a circle. And now let's draw a happy face. Let's start with a smile. I'll draw it in this style. Let's draw eyes. So arcs like this. And maybe also we can add here some eyelashes. And now the cheeks. Now let's draw lines around it. Like that. Straight lines. And now let's draw triangles on those lines. Okay, and now we can still decorate it. Let's make the brush size smaller, 9%. And let's start here drawing some lines in the middle of the sun, around it, like that. just to make it a little bit more interesting. And now we can draw here lines and dots in between those triangles. And then maybe we can still draw some small lines in the middle of those triangles. Okay, and this sun is finished. So let's save it, turn off the background color, and go to the Actions menu and save it. Let's hide this layer, bring back the background color, and make a new layer for the next drawing. Now we can maybe draw a basket with eggs. Let's take the brush, make it bigger, 14, and start here with a basket shape. So kind of like an arc at the bottom over here like this. Let's connect it with a line and color this inside. Now let's draw the handle. So an arc like this. And right away we can draw here some kind of detail. Draw lines in it. Kind of like twisted. And also right away we can draw here a ribbon on top. So let's draw here an oval shape. This one can be very simple. So something like this. And now with the eraser we can erase the basket design here. So draw just lines going at an angle like this. Okay, and now let's draw here some eggs inside of this basket. We can start with one here on the side. Now another one can be just going like that. And then one more over here. Now let's make the brush size smaller, 9%, and draw here very simple decoration on those eggs. On this one, maybe I can just draw here some kind of stars. Okay, just like that. Now this one can be in lines. And this one can be in like swirly shapes. Okay, and this one is finished. So let's turn off the background color and go to the Actions menu and save it. Okay, let's turn off this layer, bring back the background color, and make a new layer for our last drawing today. Let's draw here a cute chicken dressed as a bunny. Let's make the brush size bigger again, 14. And we can start here with drawing an oval shape like that. Going this way. And we can draw here the face of the chicken inside of it. So just draw here a beak, like that. Some eyes on the sides. We can also draw the eyebrows. For the cheeks, we can make the brush size smaller and draw them the same way we were drawing them before. Let's make the brush size bigger again. Over here, we can draw a ribbon. And then let's draw here kind of like a frill around this oval shape. Now we can draw the head. So just the shape above it, like that. The ears. Let's make them smaller and just going up like this. Now we can draw here arms. Just small sausage shapes like this. And then here the bottom, let's draw oval shapes for the feet. And then draw the body around them. Just like that. We can still add here the little spots on the feet. So just draw shapes like this. And then in the end, with a smaller brush size, we can still maybe draw here some kind of dots all over this to make it look like it's a little bit like a fluffy material. Okay. And also here around the face, just lines like this. Okay. And this drawing is finished. Let's save it. So turn off the background color. And now go to the Actions menu, Share, and save it. Okay, so we did 10 fun Spring and Easter Doodles. If you want, now you can import those images to a new canvas and make like a small composition with them. And also, if you want, you can color this too. I will show you how. Let's go to the gallery. We can make now new canvas. Let's make it here A4 canvas. Rotate it this way maybe. And to import here all of those illustrations, you can simply go to the Actions menu, Add, and pick here Insert the photo, and one by one just import them. Or if you want, you can just use here the split screen and import them from the photo gallery. All of them at once. Okay, so once you have all of those drawings, they'll be on the separate layers like this. We can now make here some kind of composition from this. First, I'll make all of them a little bit smaller. So I'm swiping to the right on all of them. Taking arrow tool and with the new function selected, I'll just make it slightly smaller like this. And now one by one we can move them and just place them on our canvas. Maybe they are still a little bit too big, so I'm going to make them smaller again. Okay, and then keep moving this. You can rotate them. You can also adjust the size just one by one. Okay, so this is how my composition looks like. We can make a new layer on top of everything now. And if you want, you can still add here some smaller elements such as stars, little dots. This is up to you. Maybe some kind of hearts. I like to add here some stars. And then some dots. You can just fill up this empty space with cute elements. And now if you would like to color all of these, you can just make a new layer, put it under all of the layers over here, and just color under it. Take any color that you want. Take a brush that you would like to use to color. I will use here this one, Siakulaart Pencil Fuzzy, and you can just color. So this is it for today's video. I hope you had fun doodling with me, and I would love to see your illustrations. Make sure to share them with me on Instagram. And if you'd like to draw more with me, learn how to draw different illustrations step by step, make sure to check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!